Crows now lives in San Diego, very near me, so I see him all the time. Just kidding, we love Crows. We love to bitch slap Crows whenever we can. And Crows actually said, dude, why don't you keep some of the outtakes? People would love to hear that stuff. So in the last Duke Nukem Forever session that I did, which was, oh gosh, the end of 2009, I think, I actually kept a few, and it was right after MAGFest 8, right? MAGFest 8. And so I'll play a few of those for you real quick, and you can hear what it sounds like in the recording studio when I screw up, which happens quite a bit. And here's a few of the Duke Nukem Forever outtakes.
Duke Nukem Forever outtakes.
Time to quit pissing around and get this big dick. Whoops. Time to quit pissing around and get this big guy back into action. Sure, kid. Just don't let me find this on eBay, you little shit. Sure, kid. But I better not find this on eBay. Yeah, but after 10 years it... What? Yeah, but after 12...
How many years has it been?
Yeah, but after 12 fucking years it should be. See you at the party, slut. See you at the party. Oh, looks like those alien bastards took my beer?
Took my beer?
Oh, looks like those alien bastards took all my beer.
Oh, it's not all mine? Alright.
Looks like those alien bastards took all my...
Shit, I did it.
Looks like those alien bastards took my beer. That really pisses me...
Oh, pop the pee.
That really pisses me off. Hail to the... Hail to the king. Hail to the king, baby. What? Did you think I was gone forever? You fucking crybaby. Did you think I was gone forever?
No, it was just an ad-lib. Okay, sorry.
What? Did you think I was gone forever? I'll rip out your eyeball and piss on you. I'll rip out your eyeball and... I'll rip out your ball and piss on you. I'll rip out your eyeball and piss on your brain. Key card? I don't need a fucking key Key card? I don't need a fucking key card. You've got a lot of guts. Ready to spill them? You've got a lot of guts, you ugly fucker. You've got a lot of guts. Let's see them.
Oh, you're so tiny and cute. I could carry you around in my pocket like a little pet.
Size only matters when you're full blown, baby. So blow me. Size only matters when you're full grown, baby.
Oh my God, Duke, thank you. I'll go down with you anytime.
So obviously a lot of those were me just screwing up the line because, I don't know, I couldn't read the copy without thinking dirty thoughts. And what you couldn't hear on that was the director who was on the phone in the background going, no, not all my beer, just they took my beer. You know, so I should have left the director on the recording too so you could hear that. Another recording that I am amazed that anybody found this. I was hired by a Chinese company about 5 or 6 years ago to record voice commands for a Chinese text editor. Are you familiar with this one? It was called, how anybody found it, I don't know. It's called tatatata.cn is the website if you ever want to go there. And people get a kick out of this. I don't know why. It's just text commands. So I'll play this for you real quick and then we'll get back on with the panel.
Text edit. About text edit. Chinese text converter. Disk utility. Finder. Grab. Screen. Mail. Script editor. Hide text edit. Hide others. File. New. Close. Save.
My favorite one's coming up.
Save as. Save all. Insert. Format. Font. Bold. Italic. Underline. Outline. Styles. Bigger. Smaller. Show colors. Align left. Center. Justify. Align right. Allow hyphenation. Minimize. Zoom.
That's just strange. But even stranger is people in China who are doing this text editing are hearing this voice going, does everybody in America talk like that? Very strange. Okay. So it's very difficult for me as, I'm not a gamer, I'm a voice actor. Okay, so I get a lot of questions about the games and then I can't answer them all. I also don't remember a lot of the titles, so people go, oh, what are you working on right now? I often don't know what the game is because I have to sign what's called a non-disclosure agreement where I'm not allowed to speak about it. Like, well, maybe you guys remember at MAGFest 3 years ago, they were going to make Duke Nukem Forever? And people saying, God, that's a loser, it's never going to happen. And I already knew it was happening. I had to bite my tongue for 2 years and say nothing, which was really hard to do. But I'm often not allowed to speak about them. There are 3 games that are coming out this year. One, I believe, that's going to be on the new Vita platform. But I can't talk about those. I can tell you that I recently did voiceover work for, well, Rochard is out now, that side-scroller game. It was the first to use the Unity platform for the PlayStation 3, and it's very colorful, it's very cool. Has anybody seen Rochard? Anybody? Did you get to play it? Yeah, and what did you think? It's pretty cool. I like the fact that there are areas where you can, where biological people can go through these walls, but inanimate objects cannot. And then there are those where inanimate objects can go through, but people can't. So it's a real challenge. It's a puzzle kind of game. John Rochard is a good old boy from Mississippi who is an asteroid miner. And he has no army, he is not a soldier, he has no weapons, and yet he has to defend this asteroid from aliens by using miners' tools from the future. So it's very colorful side-scroller, if you want to check that one out, Rochard. I'm on Dota and Dota 2, Defender of the Ancients 2, Gears of War 2, what is that sharpshooter game? See, I'm so bad with the titles. Maybe it's because I'm old. or maybe because I've just lost too many brain cells and my short-term memory really sucks. And incidentally, I also have a short-term memory problem. Did I mention that already? Counter-Strike, that's the name of the game. Are you familiar with Counter-Strike? So, one of the guys on Counter-Strike. A few more games coming out, as I mentioned, but I can't really talk about them because of that stupid non-disclosure stuff. But I've been having a great time working with the people at Gearbox and at Valve, and there are some, oops, did I say too much? No, but there are some really good games coming out from those makers that I was a part of, and I hope you'll check those out. Another thing that was suggested to me at MAGFest last year by possibly somebody in this room. Somebody said, God, it'd be so funny if they did a Spanish version of Duke Nukem. Can you speak Spanish? And I replied, no. But I can learn, and so I did. And now I'd like to present for you... Gracias. Trece, cinco veces más potencia. Okay, but this is... That was actually Portuguese. This is Duke Nukem Forever translated to Spanish. I hope you like this.
Translating Duke Nukem. English to Spanish.
Your face, your ass, what's the difference? Tu cara, tu culo, ¿cuál es la diferencia? I'll rip your head off and shit down your neck. Te arranco por la cabeza, te cago por el cuello. I've got balls of steel. Tengo pelotas de hierro. Balls of steel. Pelotas de hierro.
That last one was just because of the ventrilo harassment, of course. You're all familiar with that, right? Do you know how many hits that damn thing has had now? It's millions of hits, just because somebody used that voice to irritate that aggravating woman. God, I love that. Before I play any more stuff, let's do a little Q&A. I mean, a few of you have questions, I'm sure, so let's go ahead and... You know what, if you have a question, why don't you come on up here and grab this mic. Hello? So everybody can hear you. If you have a question, just come on up here. Come on up here, sir. Don't be afraid. It won't hurt you. What's your name?
Brian,
What's your name? Well, what's your question?
are you still on gum?
Actually, I brought gum.
Did you bring me some? Oh, juicy fruit! Dude, you rock. Thank you. I guess that means all I can do now is kick ass. I'll need you to come back over here so I can... No. Any other questions right now before we... Oh, hey, Duke! All right. You can take this one. You take that one. Go ahead, you're first, sir. What's your name?
So I'm Matt.
Matt, what's your question?
So we mentioned Dota 2 earlier.
Yes.
And I know that Valve.
In true Duke fashion. Yeah.
Glad I didn't buy your game, ass.
Ouch! You cut me deep, Shrek. Okay, sorry. That's all right.
But Valve, they like to keep a lot of the voice actors that they use. And the work you did with Bloodseeker and Enigma and Dota 2 is excellent. But I was wondering, is there possible more heroes that we may be hearing your beautiful dulcet tones in?
You know, heroes, I don't know. I'm not getting too many lead parts, a lot of little characters these days, you know, incidental characters. Rochard is probably the best lead character I've had recently. I do have a character called Newt Whitebear. Anybody familiar with that character, Newt Whitebear? Is that game out yet? Have I said too much already? Ooh, I may have. Yeah. Edit that video. Take out me saying Newt Whitebear. I won't name the game, but that'll be out in about 2 months. Yeah. Okay, Duke, it's your turn.
You were mentioning earlier about like ad-libbing and such.
Yeah.
Did you ever come up with anything really good that the director liked that they put in?
Yeah, douche nozzle was mine. You know, they had me calling somebody douchebag in the game and just douche, but my son, who's 18, goes, Dad, come on, the dirtiest part is the nozzle. It's douche nozzle, you idiot. Thanks, son. So during the recording session, I never said douchebag. I just said douche nozzle in the game, and the director who was on the phone laughed and said, oh, that's classic. And the game goes. My favorite line from Duke Nukem Forever is actually on the Duke Nukem Forever soundboard. I'm so glad 2K put it on there. It's, I had eggs for breakfast. Your mom had sausage. And no, I don't write lines like that. It may surprise you to know that all of the lines in Duke Nukem Forever were written by 2 women. Most of the credit, yeah, they fairly. Are they hot? Fairly. There you go. Most of the credit goes to Kristen Hagelin with Triptych. And Triptych is the company who really brought together all of the old 3D Realm stuff, packaged it for Gearbox, and turned it into Duke Nukem Forever.
My name's Tom.
Hi, Tom. Everybody say hi, Tom.
My question is, what are some of the challenges between video game voice acting and doing morning radio?
Voice acting for video games, you know, it's always real short lines. There's no long dialogue. And with morning radio show character voices, it's always, you know, a full script. It's like a 2-3 minute bit. So you have to stay in character longer. But most of the time I was using a telephone to do the characters, which, you know, so I could do different morning shows in different cities. And it was easier when I'm at home in my bathrobe drinking coffee to stay in character than when I'm in a studio session in North Hollywood, for instance, doing Dota or a Duke Nukem game or whatever. So morning radio, a little easier, a little more comfortable, a little more from at home. I would say that's the easier gig. It is easier to stay in character for video games because, like I said, it's just real short lines. The only drawback to video game voice acting is that you never get to act with other actors. We never record the dialogue together. Even like The Simpsons, for instance, when they record those shows, those actors are never in the studio together, yet you hear the characters play off of each other very well. Usually because you have a director who's line reading for you. So they'll deliver Homer's line, and then Julie Kavner can do her Marge line in response to the director. And then when they marry all of the parts together, it all sounds very natural. But it is a lot more fun to voice act with other actors in the studio. I mean, it really brings something out of you. You have a question, sir? Come on up and grab some microphone. That one right there. What's your name?
I'm Chris.
Everybody say hi to Chris.
It's funny you mentioned radio. I want to ask you, what kind of work did you do in Boston?
In Boston, well, I lived on Cape Cod and did a morning show there, and on weekends I was on a station called WHTT 103.3 in Boston. I don't think that's what they are anymore. It was top 40 radio, so I was spinning the hits. Couple of minutes on the left side at 12 noon, laughing and scratching all the way home, looking at you through the hole in that 45. It's John St. John on the radio with Mr. Yeah. No, I didn't talk like that when I was on the radio. That's just DJ talk. You know those pukey DJs? I just love to do that as a character. But yeah, I was a drive time DJ, mornings or afternoons in all those cities.
Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. That's Chris, everybody. Chris. And if you're thinking about getting into radio as a career, don't. Radio sucks in America today. And I won't go into a long rant about why companies like Clear Channel destroyed the radio business, but if you're familiar with the radio business, you know Clear Channel destroyed the radio business in America. What's your name, sir?
My name is Nick.
Everybody say hi to Nick. Hi, Nick. God, you guys are good. Tight. What's your question, Nick?
Have you ever been in a bar fight, and have you ever pitched Duke Nukem lines during?
The answer to both questions would be no. I've been in bar arguments. A little beer pong dispute maybe. But yeah, no, Duke lines don't come up during arguments and fights. They do come up sometimes during lovemaking, but that's enough. You're up next, sir. What is your name? And y'all know what to do, right? What's your name, sir?
I'm Matt. I was going to ask who would be your favorite fellow voice actor to work with, but if you never actually done that, my second question would be, what's your favorite Duke Nukem quote?
Well, the one I said earlier, that was my favorite. I had eggs for breakfast, your mom had sausage. I also like the replacement line in the original Duke 3D, we said, I'll rip off your head and shit down your neck. But in Duke Nukem Forever, it's, I'll rip out your eyeball and piss on your brain. Which was pretty clever, too. I mean, how many video games have you ever played where the hero actually does rip the eyeball out and literally piss on the brain and kick the head through the uprights? Come on. You can pan Duke Nukem Forever all you want, but there's no other video game out there that does that kind of shit. Come on. Thanks for your question. You're next, sir. And what would your name be? Y'all know what to do.
My name's Joe.
Hi, Joe! God, you guys are good.
My question is, well, it's about being a voice actor. It must be nice to have that anonymity when you need it.
Yes.
But at the same time, when you want to, I'm sure you can impress someone. So, with that said, what is like the weirdest example of someone recognizing you per your voice out of the blue? You ever just spout out the Duke Nukem line for no reason? Someone just standing in line was like, yeah.
Last night in the elevator, a fella I had never met before. The elevator was not too packed, not like MAGFest's previous venue. But I did get into an elevator with like 6 or 7 people in it, and this one guy wouldn't move out of the way, so I could hit the button. I went, get out of the fucking way. And everybody in the elevator went. I tend to do that a lot. Back home where I live in San Diego, every once in a while, I'm on radio and TV out there all the time. I may be in a restaurant having dinner, and I'll order something. The guy goes, wow, your voice sounds really familiar. Do I know you? I said, you watch Channel 6? Oh, yeah. I'm the voice of Channel 6 in San Diego. That's where I know you from. Either that or one of a million car dealer ads, Who's next? This fella here, and y'all know what to do. What's your name, sir?
My name's Dan.
Hi, Dan! God, you're good. What's your question, Dan?
My question is, what is your least favorite character that you voice act?
Really? You have to ask that? Really? Everybody, what is it? Big the Cat.
Yeah. Because I was asking because I was walking around with my friend yesterday. We were talking about like inside jokes and stuff, and all of a sudden my friend went, "Froggy," and I was like, "Wait," and I was like, "What's that?" He's like, "It's Big the Cat." I'm like, "Oh."
And what, did Big have 3 lines in that game?
Yeah.
I think. Fortunately, they've recast that part. I'm no longer the voice of Big the Cat. Has anybody heard the new Big the Cat voice? Yeah, is it a stupid voice too? Oh, they changed it? Chris, you know, right? You've heard it? Okay. Oh, okay. And what kind of voice does he do? Come up here real quick. And which one of you can closely impersonate it? You know, I really love the steampunk look. So, nice.
Oh, hi.
Nice. Okay, so what does he do now?
I don't know. We'll see. This is little side adventure. The Sonic cast has changed about like 14 times because like once every 5 years, Sega's like, hey, let's do it somewhere else. Because you guys were doing it in San Diego, then they were doing it in New York, now they're doing it in California again, and Kyle's doing it. He's like, oh, hey, sorry, buddy. Oh, he also had about 3 lines in one game, so he's getting virtually the same paging as you.
Okay, so it's about the same voice too, really. Just
about. They're using a reference from the guys before, so it deteriorates as time goes on. It gets very strange. But yeah, anyway.
Well, my favorite thing about dialogue replacement is like when we're doing the Japanese video games that are being, translated to English, and they want us to emulate the Japanese voice, but they're always, you want me to talk like this? No, just emulate his voice. Well, he sounds like this to me. Okay. Who's next? Blue Stinger. You guys know Blue Stinger? Yes. Seriously? Okay, before your question, sir, let me just go off on Blue Stinger. Okay, so, worst recording session of my career, Blue Stinger, okay? So, the Japanese director chick is in the studio in Irvine, California, and she goes, okay, now we need the title opening where you just say the name of the game, Blue Stinger. I went, okay, Blue Stinger. No. Blue Stinger. Okay, Blue Stinger. Oh my God, he's got a copy of it right there. So I must have said it 100 times, each take sounding identical to me. And I believe what they finally did was they took the Blue from take 30 and the Stinger from take 70, put them together, and it was the perfect Blue Stinger that you hear on the game now. Man, that was insane. What's your name, sir?
I'm Colin, and I'm an alcoholic.
Hi, Colin. We're alcoholics, too. What's your question?
A while ago, you did a thing for Mega 64 in which you basically did very nice quotes.
Doug Huggum.
In the Duke Nukem voice. What were your thoughts on that, doing such a radical change in character with the same voice?
I thought it was funny as hell. Those guys, they live in the San Diego area. They called me up out of the blue one day and said, hey, we want to do a parody called Doug Huggum. And I said, well, why? They said, well, we think it'll be really funny. And so I drove over to their studios and spent an afternoon with these guys recording. And when I saw the final finished product, I was impressed. Have you guys seen Doug Huggum?
Yeah. How about a nice Christian side hug? Recycle, reuse.
I love that stuff. That was funny. A kinder, gentler Duke Nukem. Yeah. Sir, you're next. Wow, he's taping while he's coming up here. And your name is?
J-Kid. Here's the question.
Okay.
In any of the games that you have acted, have you ever played in any of the games you acted? Any games you voice acted?
You mean, do I play the games?
Yes, any games you voice acted.
Oh, sure. Every time they send me a copy of the game, I love to play it. I like to hear my performance to see if it suits the game. You know, because I don't get to pick the takes that they're going to use in the game, and there are some that, quite frankly, I don't think were right. I'll even point out an example from Duke Nukem Forever. After you defeat the first boss and the Wholesome twins come up from below Duke's knees, you know what I'm talking about? Duke says a line, see you at the party. But they used the wrong take. It should have been more like, see you at the party. Which I know I did that. Instead, they used the one that goes, see you at the party. He would have been excited. He just got, you know? I'll save expressions like that for the panel tomorrow night if you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I love to play. My favorite one of all was Twisted Metal 4. I did the spokesperson for that game, which was that maniacal crypt keeper sounding guy, Sweet Tooth spokesperson. And I blew my voice out for 2 days after that session. That voice was very difficult for me to do. But when I got a copy of the game and played it, I was amazed. I was like, wow, I channeled some demons from hell right through my soul for that one. And I thought my performance was very good on it. So anytime I do a game, if they send me a copy, I play it. I don't go out and buy the games. You know? I have children. They buy the games, and then I play their games. See, that's how it works. Does that answer your question?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, then. I have played Duke Nukem Forever about a dozen times all the way through. And you can pan it all you want. I love the damn game. Yeah. What's your name, sir?
My name is Alex. Hi, Alex. What's your favorite cocktail?
Wow. I think people who've been at MAGFest before know that I'm really into vodka Red Bull. And you don't consider that a cocktail, but I like to be a wide awake drunk. And it works for me.
It's dangerous.
Secondarily, Jack and Coke. I'm easy. Come on up, sir. You're next. Take your time. It's all good. You look like you might be a little hungover too today. What's your name, sir?
My name is Eric.
Hi, Eric. And what's your question?
My question is, have you ever done voices with any other top voice actors, such as Mr. Frank Welker, Jim Cummings, Tony Jay? And how are they? Were they great guys?
I met Frank Welker once. I did not read with him. The only real celebrity I've ever read with was Bill Nye the Science Guy. I used to be represented in Hollywood by the William Morris Agency, and I think Bill Nye is still with them. So from time to time I would get to read with other actors on auditions, and Bill Nye was the one that I read with, and I thought he was just great. He's a really nice guy. I don't know why he was doing voice work, but I guess, you know, actors are stealing lots of jobs from voice actors these days, so it's no big deal.
How about Welker? What's it like?
I don't know him. I met him just briefly shaking his hand, and that was it. So he is an amazing voice talent. I mean, if you need an animal to speak,
He can do anything.
he can.
Seriously.
He can. My greatest inspiration in voice acting would have been Mel Blanc, though, who I think was...
Good choice.
Mel was the most amazing voice actor I've ever heard. I mean, he could do anything. He could take any character and bring it to life. He could be a talking car. I mean, if he had been alive when Cars was made, he should have been cast, not Owen Wilson. But that's just me. I like Owen Wilson. He's okay. Okay, did that answer your question, sir?
Very much so, yes.
Alrighty then. Who's next? Come on down. Okay, y'all know what to do. What's your name?
My name is Onslaught 6.
God, you guys are good. I gotta record you guys.
Okay. Was there a particular role for a game or otherwise that you auditioned for and you didn't get it and you were really disappointed?
Oh yeah, lots of them. Are you kidding?
An example?
Oh wow. You know, I can't come up with character names just like that because not being a gamer, you know, I'm not familiar with all the characters. You guys know them all. I know very few, only the ones that I auditioned for or get. But there were several evil bad guy characters that I really wanted and did not get for some reason because, well, it's because my voice quality, that, as the director said, was too low pitched. They wanted somebody with a higher range. So, you know, there have been a few. I would like to play more bad guys. I think that's not so much of a stretch for me. I can channel up some evil shit sometime. And I like the bad guys. They have the best lines.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Hello, sir. Tell everybody your name, won't you?
Matt.
Hi, Matt. Hello. What's your question?
All right, this is actually a follow-up question since somebody asked my question already. What did you do with Bill Nye the Science Guy?
Oh, it was just reading for a commercial script. That's all.
I would love to see that.
I wish there were video of it. It was just me and Bill in a tiny little voiceover booth at the agency about, gosh, 6-7 years ago. And he was just, I felt like such a I don't know, starstruck. Because, and there, I was reading with people all the time who do voices for like SpongeBob SquarePants, Tom Kenny, and they were in all the time because they were represented by the same company, and I didn't think anything of them. But I loved watching Bill Nye the Science Guy on TV when my kids were little. So when I was told I was going to read with Bill and I met him in the lobby at the agency, I was all giddy and just like, oh my God, Bill Nye! He didn't know who I was, but that didn't matter. He was famous enough for both of us. He was really a super nice guy too. And I believe he's in the project in the works right now. He's got a new show on, is it on Science Channel? Have you guys, anybody? I know he's working on something because I read it recently. I think I wrote it down and then I read it, but I don't know. I could be wrong.
It's called The World of Nye.
The Wealth of Nye.
The World of Nye.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah, Google The World of Nye and
Okay. Y'all hold on a minute while I'm sorry. I won't waste your time like that. Thank you for your question.